Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the August 2020 Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Pisces. Now please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon, and rising signs, and also your Venus sign. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. Just to let you know, I am offering personal readings as well, so if you're curious about that or would like to have a reading with myself, all the information can be found in the description box below, okay? Now, in regards to the shadow work reading, I'll be using 4 different spreads, starting with 2 cards from the Dark Mirror, jumping over and getting a card from the Moon Oracle deck, getting a few cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then clarifying with the Intuitive, all right? So let's go into your reading without further ado. Pisces, okay. So let's see what's being revealed at this time for you with regards to the shadow, okay? What is being surfaced at this time, particularly from the full moon in Aquarius, that's helping Pisces heal the shadow elements, the shadow aspects? What is being revealed from the shadow, being brought to light at this time? Okay. So Pisces, you got gilded regrets and today for tomorrow. Gilded regrets and today for tomorrow. All right. So this is kind of like a self-sacrificing energy is what I'm getting with this. It's like, okay, I know there's something I want more than anything, but I'm going to have to let it go in the hopes that, you know, things will be better for me moving forward. You know, it doesn't matter how much I care for this person. It doesn't matter how much I wanted this opportunity. It doesn't matter how much, you know, this aspect of my life matters to me. I need to release it in the hopes that one day things will become more balanced, things will be more equal, and that I'll have a chance of true happiness. However, I feel like whatever decision you made with that, you're still looking back on it, wishing that perhaps you did something differently, that perhaps you didn't make that decision, because you are longing for something, okay? Gilded regret is like possibly the energy of longing for something or wishing you had done something differently, wishing you had cut something out sooner, or you reacted sooner, or you did something different. So it can be different depending on the situation. For some of you, I feel like you are longing to make something right, that you didn't walk away from something. For others, you're wishing you walked away sooner, okay? And that perhaps you went about things a bit differently because of whatever information came to light recently. Okay, so today for tomorrow, okay, you could be dealing with a Gemini. I really associate this with Gemini energy because this is the present self and the future self, or past self and the present self, or past self and the future self, right? But with today for tomorrow, I usually associate this with, you know, present self and future self. So Gemini, very much Gemini type energy. But I feel like, yeah, there was a difficult decision that was made where you had to sacrifice something that meant a great deal to you in the hopes that things will be better moving forward, that there'll be some kind of amicable solution, resolution, things that will help you to make positive changes in the future, something that will allow you to have a better quality of life moving forward, or help someone closest to you have a better quality of life. So a tough call, a decision was made. A tough call was made, with the best intentions, right? But then with gilded regret, it's like perhaps some information came to light that made you feel like, why did I do that? I did this for you, and look what you've done, or look what you left me with. How could I have been so stupid to think that, you know, you were going to think about this in the best possible way, or that you wanted an amicable resolution as well, or that you would even care about anyone else other than yourself. So there is some anger and bitterness with this energy, especially if you're coming from that angle. If you're coming from the angle where you wish perhaps you didn't release something because you know, you now know something else, like some information came to light that made you realize like, oh crap, why did I go about it that way? Like that wasn't a decision I had to make. I could have done it differently and I wouldn't have had to lose whatever I lost, right? So it can be different depending on your circumstances. Just take whatever resonates, if any of that does. Okay, so let's have a look then in regards to the Moonology deck. But there's definitely some regret here, as we can see with Gilded Regret. It's like you're trying not to allow yourself to get lost in that feeling of regret, but at the same time you are very bitter or very upset about something that you sacrificed in order for, you know, a better future, a better prospect, you know, a better solution, resolution, outcome, a means to conclude something, right? To bring about some kind of positive change or the hopes of a positive change. Okay. So the card you got from the Moonology deck is Meditate and Contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So your energy, Pisces, okay? So you're being really asked to just take a moment to yourself and try to look at this not from your mindset, okay? Not from, you know, the left-brained way of thinking, right? The hard, cold rationale. But look at this intuitively. Look at this from, you know, a heart-centered point of view, right? How do you truly feel about this? Yes, there may be some aspect about this that's upsetting, but what's the best way to help you come back into a state of peace? What will help bring peace to the situation and back into your general energy field, right? Because I feel like you're kind of being unsettled by whatever information came to light that made you feel like this sacrifice was not worth making, right? In some capacity. So you need to take some time out and reflect, have some time to yourself to come back into a state of balance and peace and make peace with the decision that was made, right? I feel like that's a big message in this reading for you, to make peace with the decisions you made or decision you made regarding this, because you did it with the best intention in mind, okay? Even if it didn't bring about desirable outcomes or the you know, the outcome that you wanted, you still made this decision with, you know, your best intentions, you know, and you thought it was the best thing to do at the time, so you can't beat yourself up for that, right? And even if you're angry towards someone else because of whatever they did or how they've responded, that's not something you can control, right? You can't control how other people respond or what they do, and if they don't play their part, if they don't meet expectations, there's nothing you can do in regards to that. All you can do is make peace with whatever the outcome was, you know? It's not saying that it was okay, depending on obviously what took place, but it's just accepting that that was the outcome and that, you know, whatever's happened cannot be changed. Okay. So with regard, oh, we need one more card, sorry. For the possible outcome of this. We've got two cards here, but I'll take them both. I feel like they may be important. Okay, so the first card you have is the Two of Wands, okay? Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You know, coming into alignment, you know, you being in a space where you reflect, your reality reflects where you're at. And this is the thing, I feel like, you know, you're seeing the worst in the situation because of how you're currently feeling, right? So the world is looking possibly very bleak, or very much like, you know, it's not how you envision the outcome to be. But then it also depends on the choices you made and the energy that you were in when you made that decision, right? So the outside world is a reflection of our inner world. But I feel like, you know, you have accomplished a lot. You did make some tough decision, you know, tough judgment calls. You stepped into a kind of a leadership role and you made a tough decision. You made that judgment call, right? So you did see a specific outcome play out. But that doesn't mean that because it wasn't necessarily the outcome you wanted, that everything is bad, right? That actually there may be a lot of good that come from the situation, but you're not seeing that necessarily because of how you're feeling at this time and wishing that you'd done something differently. But I feel like because this is in the upright as well, it's a case of that you stepped up to the plate and you made that decision based on what you felt was in the best interest of not only yourself but for everyone involved, right? So that's very much taking a leadership role. Okay, so in regards to your next card then, you have the Daughter of Cups in reverse. So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So your energy, okay? Daughter of Cups in reverse. Okay, so you may have lost something significant. I feel like you have lost, I get this, I don't know why, but I get this feeling of I've lost respect for myself. I don't know how to see myself in the same lens again because of what I did. I don't know what it is you've done or what you think you've done, Pisces, but it's like I get this feeling of I've lost respect for myself. Like I cannot offer anyone anything at this time because my cup is empty, because I am not even in the best mindset myself. Like I just get this feeling that you've lost respect for yourself, that you've lost any love that you once had for yourself, and you don't know how to find it again because you're disgusted with a decision you made, or you're disgusted with the outcome, right? When you made this really difficult decision. So we'll look into that when we clarify, but I feel like you might be really harsh on yourself at this time. You may be overcritical of yourself, right? Because of however things played out. Okay, maybe someone even got hurt in the process, right? But that wasn't your intention. You did the best you could given the circumstances, right? And you tried your best, and as a result, I feel like you did help a lot of people, or it did save a lot of people from, having to deal with a very difficult or a very nasty situation. And unfortunately, that responsibility fell on your shoulders, or you took that responsibility. So of course, you are bearing the weight of that situation and that decision, right? But that doesn't mean that you are not someone to be loved or respected or understood, right? It's just that you're finding it hard to have any love for yourself right now, and I want to know why that is. So we'll look into that. Next card you have is the Moon, okay? So your energy along with Cancer. So you are finding it hard to get to the crux of a matter. There's something that you're just not seeing, or there's something that you don't want to look at because there is some element of shame involved, right? But there's something that's being kept under wraps, or something that is currently hidden, and we'll look at what that is when we clarify. But I feel like it is associated with some shame, okay? Next card you have is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like you whatever abundance you felt you had, whatever you felt you had going for you, the things that you prided yourself on as a person, the fact that you felt like you had matters at hand, that you were dependable, that you were capable, that you were very nurturing, that you were able to provide yourself the sustenance you needed, the nurturing that you needed, the support, you were very independent. I feel like you're feeling like you've lost that in some way. And it might not even be financially, or it could be financially. Perhaps you're the one you allowed yourself to take the financial impact of whatever this was. But I feel like you are feeling that you've lost your abundance in some way, or that you're not as abundant as you once were, or not as abundant as you thought you were. So we'll look at that as we clarify. So let's get into the clarifications now. But I feel like you're very hypercritical of yourself. Like it's unreal, so much self-criticism. Because I feel like a lot of this is aimed within, not being projected on the outside to others. This is, self-loathing to an extent. And I think you may be really hard on yourself at this time, Pisces, needlessly even, you know. So we'll have a look. Okay. So then, clarifying the Two of Wands here, you have the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So, more earth energy. So you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse at the end of this, and then the Nine of Pentacles in the upright. Yeah. So I felt like, you know, I feel like you let go of someone, right? That you let go of someone that you thought it was in their best interest to no longer be with you or to no longer be connected to you in some capacity. So you let them go, you gave them up, essentially, is what I'm getting from this. Because you thought that was the best thing to do given the circumstances, and for all who were involved, that was the right thing to do in that situation. But you are questioning that. There's still some guilt here and remorse and regret, wishing that you did something differently, right? So perhaps you're wishing that you hadn't let them go. Maybe you had to release someone that was in your care, you know, possibly even a child. Maybe you had a separation, you know, from a partner, and you felt it was, considering the circumstances you found yourself in, particularly if you were having some significant financial issues, you thought the best thing to do would be to let them go, you know, to be with the other parent, right? And that was going to be that would provide them with a better life while you try to get things back on track. But there's so much pain and regret around that decision, though. So that could be some circumstance that's playing out for some of you. But others of you, I feel like there's something else that you let go of, something that you felt like was your world, you know, something or someone that was your world, and you had to let it go. You know, even though it brought so much stability and fulfillment in your life, right? That you felt that was all you needed in life. You had to let it go for some reason. Okay. So clarifying the Daughter of Cups in reverse, you have the Temperance card in reverse, the Sagittarius energy. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Yeah, you're feeling like you don't deserve any support or any assistance. You don't deserve compassion or understanding. You don't deserve any divine guidance. You don't deserve, you know, any support of any kind, right? But why is that? Why do you think you're so undeserving? Is it because you had to release something that meant everything to you? But what were the circumstances, and how in which were you releasing it? And was it actually for the best interest of this person? Because I feel like perhaps, you know, you're not even seeing negative consequences necessarily. Some of you might be, but you just got this fear that what if I made the wrong decision and I can't believe I let this go when it was everything to me. What kind of person does that, right? But you've got to take into account your circumstances. You know, it's very easy to make judgment on the outside, and perhaps some people have, but, you know, they're not living it, right? You are. So there's obviously a reason why things went the way they did, right? And you genuinely thought you were making the best decision, right? You were making the right choice. But you're really just kind of, yeah, you're like, I deserve to be punished, not supported. That's the feeling I'm getting from this, you know, because I do primarily read intuitively. That's the feeling I get. Like, you just feel like you deserve to be punished. You don't deserve divine assistance, right? You deserve to be punished for what you did, for the choices you made. You're feeling so much guilt, so much shame over something. Okay, so clarifying the Moon card here. So this is something I really wanted to get to the heart of. You have the Five of Wands, okay? So yeah, you might not see that there has been some fighting behind the scenes, or that someone is fighting on your behalf, right? Because they know what you're going through. They know that you had an impossible decision to make. And someone thinks that, you know, you deserve to be supported. So perhaps there's people that are fighting your battles on your behalf, and you're not even aware of that. That you're not wanting assistance, so you're rejecting any support or assistance that's trying to come in. because you don't think you deserve it. You think you deserve to reap the consequences of whatever decision was made. But I feel like someone is fighting your battles on your behalf, that they're willing to go up against pretty much everyone and anyone if it's going to help bring, happiness back into your life, if it's going to bring balance back into your life, right? Okay, and then clarifying the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, you have the Seven of Wands. So fire energy, right? Yeah, I think you were trying to protect from someone from seeing how difficult a situation had got, right? So it could be that you were financially impacted quite quite significantly from everything that's been taking place in the world currently. And you were trying to protect someone from being on the receiving end of that as well. Because you were like, oh my gosh, like if I don't do something, they're going to suffer as well. I don't want them to suffer. So you were trying to protect them from this loss that you took, right? I don't know what it is, but it's something that made you go from feeling very independent and capable and abundant to feeling like you've lost everything. So it could be that you did take a significant financial hit. It could be that your house was repossessed. It could be that, you had to up and leave the country even. Like, I don't know your circumstances, but something took place and you had to make a very tough decision call in order to protect those you love or those you care about, those you feel responsibility over or towards, right? So you had to make a very tough decision and you were trying to protect them from whatever impact that you were facing, right? And then finally, as an outcome, you have the Fool card in reverse and you have the Mother of Pentacles, right? So I feel like for some of you, this is definitely involving a family situation, right? That you perhaps had to give your children to, a parent of yours or to your ex-partner, because I see you as being single, okay? So you could be a single mother or a single father. Just because this is the mother doesn't mean that that's, that you're a feminine or you're a female, right? This is just the energy, right? But you are a parent figure for sure. With the Mother of Pentacles here, this is like parent energy. So I feel like you had to possibly put your family in the care of another, right? Or allow someone else to provide for your family while you try to get yourself back on track. Or perhaps if you were forced to leave a place, right? You didn't have a chance to get things together, so you had no choice but to put them in the care of someone else while you try to get things on track. And I don't doubt that that was a very difficult decision to make, because obviously who wants their family split up? No one does, right? And you felt like, you're feeling like, I don't know how I can get things back on track. Like, all I know is I want my family back. I want to do all that I can to, bring my family back together, but I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to make that happen. And perhaps now is not the time to do that. Maybe, as much as obviously that's at the forefront of your mind and that's something that you are going to focus on, now's not really the time to do that. First, you have to get yourself back on track, right? And then you can get your family back, or get, whoever you felt like you had to let go of, then you can reach out to them in some way, right? But the first things first is sorting yourself out, because if you can't even get to the point where you're able to even, put yourself in a situation where you can get your family back, or if you can't even, enter the place that they're in, especially if you've been deported or if you've been, evicted or whatever, how are you going to get your family back when you don't have a foundation, right? So that needs to be the focus here, getting back into the Nine of Pentacles state. And then you'll be able to look at your options, see how you can best do that. But I understand this is a horrible situation to be in, and it's very difficult. So for those of you who are in this type of situation, I mean, these are examples, right? It can be in various different ways that this plays out. I mean, there's a lot of different people that I'm picking up on. But if these kinds of energies resonate with your situation, then I understand this is not easy by any means, but you can't be in this energy of, you know, of self-loathing and being, you know, like blaming yourself, essentially. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting really bad, you know, energy of hating yourself or anything like that, but I feel like you are blaming yourself a lot and you feel a lot of regret and shame for what took place. But it's something that was probably even outside of your control. That's what I'm feeling like. There's nothing that's come up here that makes me feel like this was something that, you know, you put yourself and your family or whoever is involved in this situation. This was something that came up possibly completely outside of your control, unexpectedly, and you just are trying to deal with, you know, the situation the best way you can. So it's really important that you don't reject the support that's coming in to try and help you, right? Because if you're in the mindset that you don't deserve it and you're blocking the support that's trying to come in, how is the divine going to help you get out of this situation if you're blocking them also, right? So that's what you need to make sure you don't do. Don't block them out, okay? Because they are trying to help you through this, all right? So Pisces, I'm sending you so much love in this situation, you know, so much support. I know it's difficult, but hang in there, okay? There is support coming in, so don't block it out, okay? If you found this useful in any way, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And yeah, just take things one step at a time and see what your options are, okay? But you need to stop blaming yourself and just focus on the solutions, okay? So sending you lots of love, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.